Welcome to another video of December Christmas movies. And in this one, I'm going to talk about a movie called A Christmas Blessing, starring Lori Loughlin, James Topper, and Jesse Hutch. So, this movie is about a TV chef who is inspired to take over her late aunt's charity with help from her new friend and neighbor, Mandy, who is the TV chef. She decides to host one final Christmas feast for those in need to rediscovering the true spirit of giving. This movie is a great example of volunteering and doing something for another person, especially for a lot of those who are homeless, who don't have food and water throughout the holidays. This is one of those Christmas movies that provides a great example of that. And we don't see too many Christmas movies that focuses on, helping a great cause and at the same time quoting a scripture. And that particular part, using Jesus reference, quoting a scripture is used in the third act of the movie. So if you haven't seen it, see for yourself. It's on YouTube. So Angel's Fair is the name of the place, which is a food baking shop that basically Mandy's Own left it to her. And Mandy's Own, she was very known because of neighbors in the community. And Mandy is very well known because of her cooking. She's a TV host, a TV chef host. So there was one particular scene that bothered me, but then again, it was like, really? But that's because when you have a name, when you figure out you have a name, you're like, oh, I should have done this. So, for example, that scene that I'm talking about, Mandy, she tried to get like a local newspaper, a local news station to cover the story, the event on Christmas about um this event about helping a great cause, helping people, giving them food and things like that. And the journalist said that is not newsworthy. But when the journalist found out who was the person, like the name of the person that she was on the phone with, she went right away down there and interviewed her for that. And I'm just like, oh my God. But that's people. I mean, and in real life, we see stuff like that. That at the beginning, the person won't take a chance on that person because it's not newsworthy, but because they have a name, then they want to go after. So there's that. Otto's character is interesting because in the first act, he seemed, very genuine, very caring, um, willing to help out. And then in Act Two, he gave me like this kind of like weird, shady vibe, but it did not turn out to be that way. And I'm glad that it wasn't like that, because if the writers wanted, they could have made him as like the biggest antagonist or the biggest villain in that movie, but it wasn't. So, but this is such a feel good movie. Again, I like the fact that um they use the Jesus reference, the Bible, the fact that it touched on what's really important about Christmas is not so much about gifts, it's about helping those that are in need, the homeless, etc. So I'm really glad that I got to see this movie. And you just see just people in the town willing to help out, volunteer. They're not asking for money, they're asking for anything. I love seeing stuff like that. I love people that are in it just to help, not because they want something in return. So my review for A Christmas Blessing, and I love the title, by the way, from 1 through 5, I give it a 4.1 out of 5 stars.